Hey guys, thanks to all the replay viewers. I'll let everybody come in. Hey Rudy, Bethany, Katie, Lisa. Hey everybody. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I had a kid issue. Hello. Hi Bernice. Good morning. Good afternoon. Hello Lisa. Hey everybody. Hey Gina, Gaslight, Nancy. Hello. It's good to see everybody. Hi. So was anybody able to attend the Blab last night? Good. Good to see you, Bethany. Thank you. You were? Okay. Did you have trouble getting on? I know a lot of people had trouble getting on. Yeah, for some reason, when I logged on and went to start, it just completely shut it off for me, so I had to start a new one right away. So, yeah, you can find the replay on YouTube. Yes. Yeah, a lot of people had trouble. I even had trouble. Hey, Charlotte! So did anybody use Helichrysum? I know last week we discussed Helichrysum. I was just wondering if anybody was able to use Helichrysum this week for anything interesting and how that went for you. Hey, Nancy. And if you're new to, excellent. So Gaslight, if you could let me know how you used Helichrysum this week, that'd be awesome. And if you're new to Periscope, if you're watching on your phone, you can double tap on the screen to let me know you're there, and that shows beautiful hearts on the screen. It's really nice. Okay, dry areas on your legs. You did, but you can't remember what for. Added it to lotion, put some in an acne blend. Okay, and a blend for a bump on your head. Excellent. Yes. Very good. Those are really good ways to use Helichrysum. I love it. I actually used some on my son this week. He did not have gloves when he was sledding outside, and he scraped some ice on his hand, and it actually cut his hand a little bit. So I was able to help him heal with putting some of that on. So it's awesome. It's probably one of my top 3 first aid essential oils. So what about the Infatuation blend? Did anybody have a chance to make that up? And did you get to use it this weekend? And how did it work for you? Did it work pretty well? Ear infections. You can put it on the outside of the ear for ear infections. I don't recommend applying any to the ear itself. Inside, I mean. So, yeah. So did anybody get a chance to make up the Infatuation blend? Looks like I have something on my shirt. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little bit, I know I started a few minutes late. I had something to deal with, but, do I have a post for, no, I don't have a post for first aid specifically. I don't, but I have been doing classes, and you can find the class link, right here. This is a class page using eossafely.com/eoclass. And you can find, we've done a few classes. You're welcome. We've done a few. This is only, I think, our 4th week doing it. But there's a lot of tips for you in there. So this is, yes, okay. Yeah, some of the essential oils for the Infatuation blend are expensive, yes. You did the anti-congestion and coconut oil last night on my chest and neck. It helped so much. Yay! Awesome! Awesome. Nice. Well, you know, you don't have to have a Valentine to use an Infatuation blend. It makes a lovely perfume. I really, really like the aroma. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so for those who don't know, I meant to make a link for you guys. All of my Periscopes are now going to be saved on catch.com. It's katch.com. Actually, it's not .com. It's .me. So katch.me/using EOS safely, and you can find the recordings there. I will also be uploading to YouTube like I normally do. However, last week when I went to upload the Helichrysum one, thank you, when I went to upload the Helichrysum one, it didn't work. So, you know, only those of you who were there last week live for the class were able to find that. Okay, so, okay, I think I'm ready. Okay, so I'm Leah Harris, certified aromatherapist and founder of UsingEOSafely.com, and I'm really glad that you came to join us for our weekly essential oil mini course on using essential oils safely. And I'm here every Monday at noon on Periscope, and basically all of our weeks start on Sundays, and we have the blab. We had the blab last night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on anti-congestion essential oils. And then the following Monday, which would be today, I kind of follow up on that for those of you who were either unable to get on blab or just can't figure it out, or maybe just the time didn't work for you at all. So today we'll be learning about anti-congestion or decongestant blends. And I'm going to be sharing with you why the blends that you may be using may not be family safe. And I will be offering a couple of my family safe alternatives. Next week is sandalwood. And we'll be opening up a Q&A at the end. But if you want clarification on something I said that you might not understand, feel free to post your question. And I will interrupt myself. Yes, actually, I'm going to write it right on here for you. I have a whiteboard for the catch. It's katch.me/using EOS safely. Right here. Oh, excellent. So you just looked it up online and ordered the oils for 3 to 5. Excellent. Excellent. That's great. Yeah, this is a blend that's been around. Thank you. Thank you, Rudy, for posting that. It's been around for quite a while. I posted it a couple of years ago, and a lot of people have used it and really, really, really like it. So yes, next week will be sandalwood, for those of you who are wondering about sandalwood. So I'm going to go ahead and go over, there's a post that I actually posted yesterday, this one right here. It's called Why No Thieves? And it's basically describing to you what is wrong with the pre-made thieves blends, what makes them unsafe, and what to use instead. So you can go to that link, Why No Thieves, and you can find that, or you can go to UsingEOSafely.com, and you can find it right in the sidebar. And first of all, when I say thieves, I am not just talking about one company's blend. There is a company who does use the name Thieves for their blend, but there's plenty. It's a generic term, really. It was used before they started using it, and it indicated an herbal blend that was used to ward off germs during the Black Plague. So when I say thieves blends, I mean blends from any company which contain eucalyptus, rosemary, peppermint, orange, lemon, cinnamon, and or clove essential oils. Depending on the company, it might, the formulas, of course, are not going to be the same. Some may not have peppermint, some might use orange, some might use lemon instead. So what is wrong with the blends is that eucalyptus and rosemary contain 1,8-cineol, which is a constituent that's found in more than 40% of eucalyptus and rosemary. That means 40% of eucalyptus and 40% of rosemary, or more than 40%, is actually the constituent 1,8-cineol. And 1,8-cineol has been known to cause respiratory distress in some young children. It can cause slow breathing. Rotisserin says it might even cause neurological damage. So theoretically, some people say if your children have already been exposed and have not experienced slowed respiration, it might be safe to use with your child, but that's really not a guarantee. Because if you have been diffusing around your child and you hear that, and you go, oh great, I can use it around my children after all, and then you go to make a chest rub or a throat rub if their throat's sore, and yeah, exactly, why take the chance? They might actually react, because it's a lot more potent when you're applying it to the skin topically than if you're diffusing. So you're really, why take the chance? When there's other essential oils that can work just as well, why not use those? The other issue with those, it's not just for breathing. Topically, many of those contain cinnamon, and if you do some digging, you can find that's usually cinnamon bark and or clove, which have a very low topical dilution rate that should be used. For example, cinnamon bark needs to be diluted to 0.07%, clove to 0.5%, And when these companies are making these formulations, generally it's not by an aromatherapist. They're generally not aware of these maximum dilutions that they need to follow. So when you're applying them to your skin, even if you dilute, you have no idea how much you're actually diluting because you have nothing to go off. You don't know the formula, which is why in my formulas that I'm going to be giving to you, I can tell you, okay, this is the topical max, and this is why, because I formulated them and I know what the topical max should be. Some blends also contain peppermint, which is high in menthol, and menthol can also slow respiration by stimulating the cold receptors in the lungs. And so generally speaking, eucalyptus and rosemary and anything with a 1/8 cineol content of 40% and above should be avoided by children over the age of 10. Peppermint is recommended to be, under the age of 10. Peppermint, it's recommended that you avoid on children under the age of 6. So that's sort of a little rundown. And here's a link again for those of you who missed it, using eossafely.com/whynothieves. And that will give you a little bit more elaboration on what I just did. I just wanted to preface the anti-congestion post with that. And also on both posts, the Why No Thieves as well as the Anti-Congest EOs, which is the main post that I will be referencing, you can find a chart for safe anti-congestion alternatives to peppermint, rosemary, and eucalyptus. If you take a screenshot, I know on my iPhone, you can press the home and the power off switch at the same time. Yes. And that will do a screenshot. There you go. You did it. Yay. Thanks for the hearts. So I do have a chart. You're welcome. I do have a chart for alternatives to use. And there's one cedarwood I recommend, the cedarwood Atlas. There's a sandalwood I recommend. It's a Western Australian sandalwood, Rosalina, juniper berry, Vergogna. Then there's several fir needles, a fir, several pines and spruces that you can use as well. So there's charts there on the page for you. So I'm going to start by defining anti-congestion. Anti-congestion essential oils relieve congestion of the nose and upper respiratory tract, including the chest and lungs. Would there be a reason not to use pre-made blends of these kinds to diffuse or inhale by adult? Adults can, yes. Adults can diffuse them. I would recommend heavy dilution if you do apply topically. Again, it's that thing, how much clove is in it? When you know that clove needs to be diluted to 0.5 and when cinnamon bark needs to be diluted to 0.07, if you're applying a 2 or 3 or 4 or 5% dilution, then yes, with cinnamon bark, right, cinnamon bark is not safe during pregnancy. So if you know those dilutions and then you're applying it on your skin, you still have no idea. You don't know the formula. You have no idea if it's 50% cinnamon bark or leaf or clove or whatever. So when you're diluting it, you still could be above that maximum dilution that is recommended. You just don't know. So you can diffuse with it, you can clean with it actually. That might be a really good way if you have those blends already to use it up. You can use it in a cleaning spray, you can use it to wipe down your counters. You can use it in your laundry. My laundry is a really good place that I like to use up essential oils that I suspect might be oxidized or maybe some from like off brands that I purchased originally that I really am not pleased with. That's a really good way for me to use them up. So that's a suggestion for you as well. So anti-congestion essential oils, yeah, use your blend for topical, but still diffuse pre-made one I have. Yeah, that's fine. And if you have children over the age of 10, then it's not going to be a concern for you. You can definitely diffuse. Again, unless you're pregnant, then the cinnamon bark can be an issue. And also pets. We'll touch on pets a little bit later too. But some of these essential oils are not safe for use around pets. And that means if you diffuse around your pet in the same room, then it could be a concern as well. So these are good for issues such as obviously congestion, also coughs, bronchitis, pneumonia, and whooping cough. Any of those respiratory issues that cause distress. So there are, I already touched on a few of these, there are other essential oils other than peppermint, eucalyptus, and rosemary that are anti-congestion. And the best choices, in my opinion, are Vergogna, cedarwood, sandalwood, fir, either fir needle or regular fir, cypress, pine, spruce, and juniper berry. Those are my top best choices for congestion. And also useful can be clove, cinnamon, and lemon. However, they have special safety issues, as well as orange and tangerine. And it makes a really good combination when you combine, especially the lemon and orange, with these essential oils. So I already went over why peppermint, eucalyptus, and rosemary are not great choices. And I have the chart. I'm just scrolling on my post. So there are 2 pines that I don't recommend, and that would be ponderosa pine and Huon pine. And those are not very common anyways, and I do have the Latin names for those on my post for those of you who are interested. And then there's a blue cypress. I do not recommend blue cypress, just the regular cypress. The blue cypress is not safe for use during pregnancy or breastfeeding. It also can have some drug interactions, and it's just best avoided. And again, that's a very uncommon one anyways. If you are purchasing cypress, you're most likely purchasing the cypress that I do recommend, which is the Cypressus sempervirens, or sempervirens. So that would be the one that I would recommend. And just check the Latin names. And again, on my post, I do have all the Latin names for you. So if you're wondering if the brand that you're purchasing from does offer the Latin names to help you out, then that could be something that you could check out. So, let me just get some water. So I do have 2 recipes for you. I have the first recipe, which is based on the learningaboutEOS.com/anti-germ recipe. That's the post that you probably are more familiar with, and we've shared it a lot in the group. And that is one that has, like I said, been around a couple of years, and lots of people love it. I've had testimonials where people have been saying that they've been using other things, and they make up this blend, and instantly they feel better. It really, really is amazing. So that is my first recipe, and that is 40 drops of fir needle, 35 drops of sweet orange, and 25 drops of cinnamon leaf. And no, I have not labeled this yet. So that is the basic recipe. That is the first recipe. And if you don't have fir needle, you can use cypress, pine, spruce, juniper berry. Yes, it's a good one. Yes, and this is for a 5 ml bottle. So that gives you 100 drops. And as you can see, there's a little bit of room left. 5 mils, we say, generally holds 100 drops. But honestly, some drops are a little bit bigger than others, so it's just sort of a guideline. If you want to add a little bit more, you can. But I just like the math is easier for 100 drops. I get these empty bottles. Yes, white fir is okay. I got these from Aromatics International, but you can find them different places. You can also find them on Amazon as well, or you can recycle a bottle that you might already have that's empty. You can definitely do that. When I say orange, tangerine is also interchangeable with that. What could I swap it out to make it dog and kid safe? I don't have the oils for the second blend. Okay. Fir is not recommended for use around dogs. Neither is spruce and pine. Yes, the Aromatics International tall 5 mils are very cool. I use the D-Drops oils bottles. I love this. I use cypress, lavender, and orange. Yes, you can do that. Cypress is one that is safe for dogs and for children, where fir is not. It's cinnamon leaf. Cinnamon leaf is the one I recommend because it's safe for use during pregnancy, where cinnamon bark is not. You can also use a little bit higher dilution with cinnamon leaf. You can go up to a 0.6 rather than a 0.07 for cinnamon bark, which allows you to use this blend in a higher dilution when you use it topically. So for this, I recommend going no higher than a 2% dilution because of the cinnamon leaf. However, if you replace the cinnamon leaf with lavender, then of course your dilution can be basically whatever you're comfortable with. You can also replace cinnamon leaf with cedarwood or sandalwood as well. Some sandalwoods do have a topical max of 2%. The sandalwood I prefer is the western sandalwood. So would the swap out of fir be an equal amount for cypress? Yes. So you would swap out equal amounts. So this is the 40 drops of fir. If you don't have fir and you want to add 40 drops of cypress to make it dog safe, go for it. And then 35 drops of orange or tangerine. And you can use wild orange. That's just, one brand's special name for their special orange, I guess. It's basically the same, or tangerine. And then the 25 drops of cinnamon leaf. And the cinnamon is really in there. It does help for congestion. It really does. But it's also useful for germs as well. So this is a really great. Red Mandarin, yes, absolutely, you can use Mandarin. Yes, I love Mandarin. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Yes, so Mandarin is another one you can use to replace the orange. And honestly, you can replace it with lemon if you'd like to. My second blend does have lemon in it. But that is just a blend that I found works really well. I really like the orange or that kind of even Mandarin tangerine with the cinnamon, the fir. I think it makes a really great blend. Can I use the anti-germ and anti-congestion blend interchangeably? Basically, the anti-congestion blend is obviously a little bit better for congestion, where the anti-germ is a little bit better for germ. But like we've discussed many times, essential oils have more than one therapeutic property. So fortunately, the ones that are anti-congestion also help with germs as well. In fact, I believe every essential oil is antimicrobial. That's just the nature of essential oils. They are really great for germs. So basically, any essential oil you're using is going to be good for germs as well. It's not necessarily true for congestion, though. There are some that are obviously a lot better for congestion than others. Some aren't as good for congestion. So my second blend, also unlabeled, my second blend is the one that I recently made up when I really realized about Vergogna and how great that is for congestion. Now, Vergogna is an essential oil that is not very commonly well known, and not a lot of brands, well, not a lot of companies actually have it for sale. Vergogna is one that has an aroma very similar to eucalyptus. So this blend is Vergogna, lemon, and sandalwood, and I'll give you the drops in a second. But this is a really great choice if you're wondering which one to use. The second blend is a really great choice for nighttime, because the sandalwood is also helpful for insomnia. But it's also great if you're really missing that eucalyptus aroma. If you're buying the typical Thieves blend or On Guard or the Germ Fighter, whatever blend that you're using, and you're used to that like eucalyptus smell, and you're using the fir, the cypress, and it's just not giving you that same smell, even though therapeutically it's excellent. But if you're missing that, then Vergogna is one that you want to really give a try. And the reason is because it's 30% 1,8-cineol. And as we went over in the beginning, 1,8-cineol is only a concern if the essential oil contains more than 40% of it. Vergogna is only 30%, so technically it is child safe. And you're still getting that eucalyptus aroma, which is wonderful. So this blend is 40 drops of Vergogna, 35 drops of lemon, and 25 drops of sandalwood. Now, if you want to swap out Vergogna for peppermint, if you have children over 6, you can do that. If you want to swap it for eucalyptus, if you have children over 10, or if you want to use it for yourself, you can do that. As for the lemon, the steam distilled lemon is preferred. Thanks, Charlotte. The steam distilled lemon is preferred because then you don't have the concern of phototoxicity. However, even if you're using the cold pressed lemon, you can still use this blend safely up to 6%. Yes, you can use Rosalina. Yep, you can. Rosalina is another one as well. And for the sandalwood, you can swap that out for cedarwood. So it's 40 drops Vergogna, 35 drops of lemon, and 25 drops sandalwood. And that is for that blend. And you can find that here too, using eossafely.com/anticongestion. And it has both of those recipes on there. So yes, so the second blend is also, like I said, really good for sore throats too, when you apply it topically. So both of these are safe for children of all ages. They're safe for use during pregnancy and if you're breastfeeding. But as we went over, some of them are not safe for pets. Neither one is going to be safe for cats. And as far as dogs go, Cypress would be a good one to substitute for fir needle to make that blend safe for dogs. How do you use it for sore throat? You want to apply it topically on the outside of the throat. And I recommend starting at a 2% dilution. You can go up to 5%. And that means for each teaspoon for a 2% dilution, you want 2 drops of the master blend. Yeah, you always want to dilute. These are what's called master blends. So you make up these blends, and then from there, you use them in the recipes that I'm about to give you, such as inhalers. Yeah, no, you don't put it on inside. No, no, no. The anti-congestion can be for sore throat. Yes, the one with the sandalwood in it is because of the sandalwood. Yes. And actually, sandalwood is going to be our essential oil of the week next week, and it's going to be the one we'll be talking about, and I love sandalwood. So last night on Blab, I made up this inhaler. Yes, it is okay for kids, absolutely. I made up this inhaler with my blend. If I don't want to master blend, what's the dilution per oil for a 100 ml diffuser? Well, for a diffuser, you want to add between 5 and 10 drops to your diffuser. So if you don't want to make up a master blend and you just have the fir and the orange and the cinnamon or whatever mixture that you're using, then I would add, I guess, maybe 2 drops each for a total of 6 drops, something like that. Let me see. I mean, basically, the first part of the recipe is, you know, it's 40, 35, 25. So it's a little bit more of either the fir or the Vergogna, and then a little bit less of the others. So it really depends what essential oils that you're using. If you don't want to use a master blend, you can just use, you know, single drops of the other essential oils to diffuse, and that should work fine. So I recommend 15 drops in your inhaler. And so I did this last night on Blab. And let me see if I can pull this out. I don't have my tweezers handy. But basically, I like to stick it up a bit before I add my drops, and then I like to push it down. It smells really, really good. So you can add 15 drops to your inhaler. For children under 10, I generally recommend using adding 10 drops, but it's really not a big deal. Or you can use a total of 5 to 10 in your diffuser. This is all in my post? Yes. Yep, all of this is in my post. Now, for really bad congestion, if you have pneumonia or really serious respiratory issues, I really suggest a steam inhalation. And what that is you have a bowl of really hot water, and you're adding 2 drops of your master blend to it. Yeah, it's a lot to remember. It is. It is. And you add a couple of drops to that steaming bowl of hot water, and you put a towel over your head. I mean, ideally, you want the towel over your head and the steaming bowl of hot water before you add the drops, because part of that is going to evaporate before you get the towel over, but, you know, whatever. And then you want to breathe that steam in for several minutes until the water gets cool. For children, I recommend a cup of hot water and adding just 1 drop and having it really close to their face, like just having their face like kind of over it till they're breathing. I know my kids, they didn't like that hot feeling of that hot air evaporating, the hot water evaporating, and the hot air is just too much for them. So, you know, it depends on your child, but you definitely want to attend your child if you're doing that, because it is hot water, and you also don't want them to drink it if they're going to drink it, which, again, it's hot. They're probably a little bit averse to that, but you just, yes, you can put it in your bath too, and that's actually my next recipe, is adding to your bath. So you can add 5 drops of whichever blend. Can you use those face mask steamers? I'm not really familiar with face mask steamers. Generally, essential oils, if it's something that involves adding it to a tube or plastic or something, then I suggest not, because essential oils can eat away at that. But you can use it as a facial mask, I suppose. I mean, if you can if you apply it to your throat and your chest, I'm going to make a note to check that out. Face mask. Theoretically, you could use it on your face, but if so, then I would recommend more of a 1% dilution. And it's really, I guess if you have sinus issues, then that could be a way to help deal with that. But my concern is you really don't want to go over 1% for the face, and it's probably not going to be as effective for you as applying it to the throat and the chest. And then you have the concern of it being a little bit harsh on your face. But you can add it to a bath. You can add 5 drops of whichever blend to a tablespoon of carrier oil, you're welcome, and an ounce of bath salts. And you can mix it up, and then you can add it to your running bath water to disperse. That's one way. That's one way of doing it. Right, and then we have the chest rub. So for adults, I have a 3% dilution. And again, if you're using the first blend with the cinnamon leaf, then I recommend sticking to the 2% dilution, which would be 12 drops per ounce of carrier. My recipe calls for 3% dilution, because ideally you really want a 3% dilution when applying over your chest and your throat, in which case I would use the second blend, which can go up to 6%. So for adults, a 3% dilution would be 18 drops in an ounce of carrier oil or lotion, and applying topically to the chest and throat as needed. For ages over 6, I have a 1% dilution that I recommend. And for ages 6+ months, then I have a 0.5 dilution, which is 3 drops per ounce of carrier oil or lotion that you can use to then apply to your chest and your throat. And then a linen spray. It was really cool on the Blab last night. Someone was asking about her daughter, who's around the age of 1, and diffusing, and how she didn't have a timer on her diffuser, yet she didn't want to like go in and shut off the diffuser and wake up her baby. So I suggested a linen spray might be a really good subtle way to use anti-congestion essential oils with young ones. So last night after we finished, I made up that recipe and I have it on here now. So if you guys have any suggestions, you know, if there's something that's not really clear, that's why I like these sessions, because you guys are able to ask questions and I'm able to go, you know, a lot of people ask that question. Maybe I should go on the website and update it a little bit so that everybody's not, you know, left without question. Because sometimes I'll make these up and like, I know what I mean, but then other people might be going, what did she mean? Like, that doesn't make sense. So please, if something doesn't make sense, there are no stupid questions. Please ask. Please post so I can clarify, not just for you, but for anybody else who's asking that. So yes, a linen spray. Again, if you're an adult and you're having, you know, heavy congestion, please do not rely on a linen spray. But if you have a child that's young and you really don't want to overwhelm them, a linen spray might be a great option for you. So you can add 12 drops of either blend, remember both of these are safe for children, to a 2-ounce spray bottle. It's 12 drops to a 2-ounce spray bottle. And then you can fill to the neck with a hydrosol, water, or vodka. Alcohols are really great base for linen sprays, but you can use water or a hydrosol. And you want to shake it well before spritzing on the bedding. Because as we know, water and oil do not mix. So if you're using water or a hydrosol or even the vodka, you want to shake it up a bit first to help disperse it. So that could be a good option for wee ones. So I guess that's basically all I have there. I know for most essential oils, I have a slew of recipes, like for helichrysum, a mile long, different recipes. But we're focusing on one therapeutic property, and there's only a few really ideal ways to use a sub vodka with witch hazel. Witch hazel is best for topical skin issues. I mean, you can, but it's really, I think it's kind of a waste. I would choose water over witch hazel just because it's just kind of a waste. Witch hazel is so great for the skin. It's a really good astringent. So I don't think I would want to use that just to spritz it on the bedding, to be honest. So are there any questions? So yeah, as I was saying, this is basically on the anti-congestion theme or the decongestant theme. So there's very few ideal ways to use these essential oils. So I really don't have a ton. Oh, your baby's watching me now. Cool. Hi, Raphael. Nice. So does anybody have any questions? I know this one wasn't very long today. And if you do, so again, here's the link for the post where you can find all of the information that I went over. Right here. He paused and smiled. Oh, nice. Cool. And it was so cute when Daphne's on Blab and she has Marshall on there and he's saying hello to everybody. So I'm assuming most of you are probably from the group, but if you're not, you're welcome. Thanks, Bethany. If you're not, here's our group. It is the new Using Essential Oils Safely. So you go to facebook.com/groups/using EOS safely. I know a lot of people, after I do these, I'm finding a lot of members trying to join the old group, which is fine, but we're really not. Do you want me to hold that up again? I saw a screenshot, but it was after I took it down. The thing is, Facebook, we got so, you're welcome. We got so big, we had about 73,000 members, and Facebook just shut us off completely. And so, meanwhile, we had started a new group, and then it came back mysteriously. It just appeared one day, a couple months later. So we had already started the new group, and we're like, oh, great. So now we have 2 groups with 100,000 members between the 2 of them, which is incredible, incredible. So here's the anti-congest link one more time, right here. And then here is this link for the Why No Thieves, and that explains why most of the Thieves blends that you're going to purchase probably are not going to be safe for you if you have children under the age of 10. And for all the classes, you can follow this link here. It's using eossafely.com/eoclass. And you can find all of our classes there. So does anybody have any more questions before I get off? Do you need me to hold that up? It seems like every time I put that down, I'm seeing a screenshot right on there. And somebody sent a screenshot, and I'm like, oh no, I just put it down. They probably missed it. Do you need me to hold up anything again? See, what I like with Blab is you can cut and paste links right in, and I can't do that with Periscope, so it's a little bit annoying. So any more questions before I cut off? And once I do, it will be on, you can find this on, you're welcome. You can find this here on Catch. Thanks for the hearts. It will automatically upload there for me, but I will have to manually put it on YouTube. Thank you for the hearts. Thanks, guys. Okay, well, you know where to find me if you have any questions. Thanks for coming.